Today is Monday, Parashat Bo. In the parasha of this week, the pasuk says, "Daberna beoznei ha'am," please speak in the ears of the people. V'yish'alu ish me'et re'ehu ve'isha me'et re'uta, and have each man ask from his fellow, and each woman from her fellow. Vessels, kele chesef u'kele zahav, vessels of silver and gold. And Rashi explains Daberna enna, when he says please, Lashon bakasha is a request. Please, bevakasha mimcha, please make sure that you ask for these vessels of gold and silver. And Rashi explained, Shelo yomar oto tzaddik, that righteous person, Avraham, should not say, the promise was given to Avraham, it was already predicted, Va'avadum ve'inu otam, that his descendants will be slaved and will be working in harsh labor in Egypt and in another country. He didn't tell him what country. Ve'aharichen yetz'u birchush gadol, and afterwards they'll leave with great wealth. And so that Avraham will not say, well, the slavery was fulfilled, but going out with great wealth was not fulfilled. The idea here of slavery and then great wealth is an idea that has to do with serving Hashem in every situation and every test. Throughout our lifetime, a person goes through tests, through situations, for him to make the right choices. Avraham Avinu went through 10 very, very big tests. But there are tests that a person goes through when a person is poor, when a person is destitute, when a person is slave. And there are totally different type of tests that a person goes through when he's a wealthy, when he's a person that has many, many assets, when he's very comfortable, and when things are very easy for him. These situations are different. They call for a different set of circumstances and choices. There are many stories that throughout the Holocaust, or even through the time when there was oppression in Russia and people could not observe mitzvot, that people went to great extent to continue in their faith of Hashem and to continue to do mitzvot in some of the most difficult circumstances. And there are situations when a person is poor, when a person is destitute, when a person is oppressed. There are situations when a person could give up. But if a person doesn't give up and continues to do things the right way, if a person, even though he's poor, he doesn't steal, he doesn't cheat people, he remains as an honest person, he withstood certain tests that are associated with that kind of situation. When a person is wealthy and rich and has an abundance of assets, then his tests are also there, in the sense that he has to continue believing in Hashem and realizing that what he has been able to accomplish is because Hashem made it possible. And then he has to be careful that that kind of success doesn't go up to his head and he becomes arrogant and he abandons some of the mitzvot that he would have done otherwise. And these two sets of situations are situations that the Jewish people went through. They went through Egypt, through the slavery, through the, in a way, a very destitute and difficult time, and they stayed committed to Hashem, and in many ways there is a merit that is given to them that, as we're told, they didn't change their names, they didn't change the Hebrew language that they spoke, they looked obviously Jewish. There was a certain commitment that they maintained throughout those difficult years. And then the next test that they were put at is when they went out with great wealth, with a lot of gold and a lot of silver, and that's a different type of test. And unfortunately, they worshipped the golden calf. Where did they have the gold to give from for the golden calf? Well, because they were wealthy. They had gold and silver. But then they did teshuvah afterwards, and they gave the gold and silver for the building of the Mishkan. So a different type of test that a person is put to, and these two aspects Avadim va'inu otam. They were slaves and they were suffering through harsh labor. And then afterwards, rechush gadol, they went up with great wealth, are two different types of situations. And the person goes through tests. So Avraham Avinu is mentioned in this Rashi here for this pasuk. He's a person that we know went through tests, 10 major tests in his lifetime. And as we face different situations in life, and that's why, by the way, Shlomo HaMelech, when he prayed for his sons, they shouldn't be poor, they should not be overly wealthy, because he was concerned that in poverty or in an excess of wealth, they might sin in either situation. If they're poor, they might steal. If they're overly wealthy, they might deny the Hashem, and they think that all is because of what they've been able to accomplish, and not that he was God sent. And these two sets of circumstances are just examples as we go through life. There are many situations that come up, and the idea is always to make the right choices. And the right choices is according to halacha, according to the Torah. Baruch Adonai le'olam, amen ve'amen.